Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back. I'm EBINOTTI, and today we're doing the new moon readings. Oh my goodness, are we on track? Are we finally on track here? Almost. New moon Leo is the energy that we're currently under, so that's the moon cycle that we're going to be reading. It crossed us about 4 days ago, depending on when this comes out, and if you're watching it when it first comes out. So if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. I am EBINOTTI. I will be reading today for the collective. We do divine feminine readings out here, but all are welcome. We start with the oracle cards and then we get into the tarot. Before any of the cards get pulled, we do downloaded messages. So we come together, we sit in the energy, we reflect, and anything that's come up that I've made note of or that's coming up consistently, we bring it to the altar and we discuss. So I'm very excited to finally be sitting down in this new moon Leo energy. We have needed it. We have needed it. The collective has been so prepared for what is about to be Leo season. So we're in Leo season now. New moon crossed us a few days ago. We're bringing up the rear, but we're finally here. If you're watching this when it first comes out, it is the 8/8 Lionsgate portal today when we're doing this reading. So the perfect time to sit in the new moon Leo energy and to read that energy. 8/8 is a very popular portal throughout the year. You know, these portals come up pretty consistently every month. It's like Mercury retrograde. It comes up 3-4 times a year. It's just one of those things people like to focus on. So in that, we are going to focus first and foremost downloaded messages on this 8/8 portal. And the first thing coming through is the doubling. We've been talking about mirroring now since the beginning of Gemini season. If you want to go back, we do new moon and full moon readings consistently now for months. So if you want to go back and check out Gemini season, if you've been reflecting on things like your divine masculine and feminine coming into balance, the dark and light aspects. So we're doing a ton of shadow work out here, but the inner child is right there with us. So that duality, that partnership, there's an angels and demons kind of energy that we've been discussing with the occult, the satanic energy with 2 back-to-back full moon Capricorns. You know that was going to be on the table. And everything that reflects the twin journey, the mirror effect that the cosmos has as a natural balance to its chaos energy. It's just how it goes. The pendulum always swings. It's a cause and effect. It's a mirror effect, etc. Okay, so with the 8/8 portal, it is August 8th month, 8th day, but it is also an 8 year. 2024 breaking down to the 8. So we have an 8/8/8 type of energy coming in now. And that's what makes this one so interesting and so special, and I think worth discussing. Not only is the collective mentally opening up and becoming, you know, more experienced, more educated, more intelligent, there's a spiritual awakening that's happening where people are seeking their own wisdom, history, ancestors, so many things coming through the understanding that are becoming spiritual in how we internalize and create new traditions, new rituals, you know, new things that we feel are worth carrying forward into our future. So it's amazing. This year, the feeling of going through this portal energy with the collective feels very supported, more so than just amplified. I wouldn't really say there even is kind of that much attention on the portal for most of the spiritual community that's been at it for years now. We're not really very excited about the 8/8 portal. We kind of understand how available some of these powerful, what used to be powerful dates, are becoming available energies all throughout the calendar year. What even is the calendar? You know, what is the purpose to us putting names and labels on specific times or seasons when cosmologically there seems to be just this whole time scale that we don't focus on at all? It's out of our control. It's the natural cycles of things like, and we've been talking about this for a while, the sun and the moon, our little cosmic neighborhood out here with the planets aligning and things like that. And then when you go back in history, you realize that that's how they've been living their lives and dictating their calendars and their spiritual paths since the beginning of the beginning, depending on who you're reading historically, you know? So as you can see, we're rocking those Leo vibes. Not like I could tame the crazy today, even if I tried, but it's Leo energy. We're out here in it. It's a big energy. It's a shiny energy. Leo is extremely brave and beautiful and just all the wonderful shiny things. So stepping out of the body, for those of us who have been in hermit mode pretty much consistently all summer, this is the type of energy where we have the opportunity to step out. We don't need to rush. We don't need to, you know, chase any kind of, because if you feel the desire for those social interactions, those supportive circles, those deeper conversations, you can attract that. That's what the feminine does. It aligns to and therefore brings in the opportunity for. So always going through that methodology when it comes to our desire, right? We're feminine, we like to move in that energy. So right now it's bringing up a lot. It's bringing up a lot. Some of us are more social than others. Some of us, it's not a social desire, but there is the desire to be seen. Whether it's seen in how we look, how we're feeling, what we're doing, what we're interested in. We want to express, we want feedback, we want to influence or be influenced. You know, there's a lot of give and take in this energy, but Leo is fire energy, so it's about action, it's about activated energy, power, what we want, how we want it, brave enough to go get it, but do we have the brain? That's the key, right? It's like, do we have the mental space locked down well enough from Gemini season, going through Cancer, we bring it to the hot, and now that it's time for action in Leo season, are we aligned? Are we activated? Okay, so the timeline's playing into this really big. Are we in tune with the timeline that we are on naturally, the one that's out of our control, or are we in resistance to it? Like here on the channel, we've been talking about the reading cycles, where the moon is at, but where the collective is at. And there can be a lot of resistance to that when you want to be moving with the group, when you want to be out ahead, when you don't want to be in the limelight and you just want to be bringing up the rear. You have to accept where you're at naturally, regardless of what you desire. That's that celestial kind of cosmic energy of surrender, acceptance. It's like you align to what you want. You put it out there that you want what you want, the things outside of yourself that you don't have. And then you surrender to the path. And in that, there is much wisdom to be had. So the spiritual community, whether you're just a consumer out here or you're doing your own kind of, you know, energy work and doing all of that. Right now we're feeling very much so not interested, not affected by, not getting down with, not wasting time on, not going to focus on that. With a lot of things going on in the world, or our little world, the world, there's just a lot that it's like, no, not today, not today, not right now, doesn't have time. Mom's busy. There's the energy of like busy working. And this is spiritual, and it's not about motherhood, okay? It's about that energy work of the spiritual community, masculine, feminine, maiden, mother, crone, all the stages, all of the aspects are just like on path, on mission, in the middle of a project, you know, trying to get something finished. So there's this sort of like, listen, if you don't fit into the mix right now, the schedule is booked. I cannot pencil you in. There's the I cannot pencil you in type of energy for the spiritual workers out here. So if you work with energy or you've been putting in the work for yourself, you might not have that time for social and you're really craving it. So start dreaming the good dream and letting all those good vibes in, so that before your body crashes and your spirit is so desperate that you start activating all kinds of unhealthy desires, just align. And the second that it's available to you, you will be able to slip into like a trip, a vacation, some downtime, you know, all the good stuff that you need. If right now it's work, like so much work. And you know, there's a lot of the collective that there's no sort of action, you know, accomplishment type work going on, but there is a lot of healing, okay? That self-reflecting, turning inside and becoming brave energy that Leo initiates in all of us, not a game. Okay, healing is a real journey out here. It's, for some of us, we will never get there in this lifetime, and we need to accept that, because there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with going to the grave not being fully healed. I don't even really know the concept of fully healing, other than just being in a good season where everything's aligning and it's just like, look at me glow. Okay, that's like, you know, that's the ultimate of healing. But the second you interact, you love, you live, you give, there's going to be pain, right? There's going to be new things coming in. That every day is a healing process as part of the journey of life. Living means healing and enjoying and accepting and receiving and giving. And, you know, that's an ongoing thing until we die. And then it's, you know, then it's cut. And then you can finally relax. It's the healing process is over, you know? So really feeling the dreams right now, really lining up to the timeline, 11:11 on the clock when I said it, and really letting just like all of the self shine. It's so important right now that not only the entire of humanity is exposed to us and that we really start to accept that for what it is, but that we expose ourselves to ourselves. The surprises that I had in store for myself, I could have never guessed. And now it just seems so obvious at different stages of the game, right? The fear that I instilled in myself has been a very interesting and diverse process. I live spherically, as I like to describe it. So there are like many areas in front of you, inside of you, behind you, around you that may be, you know, triggering different aspects of your fear. I kind of describe it as when I turn on and give in to life and all of my power and my faith and all of that, I live. But when you're in that living, flowing state, because I'm a Pisces, so I can, you know, flow with the flow, as opposed to earth signs really struggle with that deep down energy. But when you're in it and you're flowing with the state, you can get sidetracked into some distortion, some, you know, any of that darkness, and not realize it and walk that path for quite a while. So it's the first time I scared myself was such a huge lesson. Took many moons. Oh my God, many moons to really understand, because that's where the self-loathing comes in. There's many different areas that self-loathing can come into, just like the fear all around, up, down, left, right. And that's that base, is understanding that trying and giving and trusting is usually where there's room for error, and it's more than just a lesson. It's like, I did that. I made choices, did things, learn lessons within the bigger lessons. So self-loathing can only come from a really, truly authentic desire to love thyself, to accomplish, to make the self proud. And every time you disappoint yourself, every time you impact negatively somebody or something, you know, you bring in that shame, and now you have to deal with that. So that healing right now, don't let that be a quick game for you. If you need to slip into healing for real this season, do that, because the speed to which you will heal will be extremely heightened under Leo, okay? The lion pack, in terms of an animal spirit archetype, is a really interesting dynamic. Things are a little bit different in the lion pride than they are in anything else. And I think the reason pride is such a fitting name for that group is because of how much ego can be absorbed from that from the outside looking in. If you look at all the symbolism behind the lion and the king of the jungle and the, you know, sort of polyamorous lifestyle, like there's a lot of ego and negativity and stuff that's been placed, perversion on top of that pride, what that is in its wholeness. The reason that that animal is the top of the food chain in its domain is because of that. You know what I mean? So Definitely looking at that spear. We've been talking about that spear energy now for a while. So the divine masculine, we don't have necessarily as feminines a right to totally process that energy, but we do have it within us. That is our love, our counterparts out here, our sons, you know, our fathers, our brothers, and our peers. So it's an important energy to reflect on sometimes and to really understand. Or am I fucking up a little bit with ego? You know, is my spear energy is there shame behind the spear now? You need to process that. And under a new moon in Leo, this entire Leo season, you have amplified, developed energy, new opportunities. Instead of repeating old cycles that are now closed to you in this season, this is the season where you can open that. You can heal that and you can move on. Okay, it's time, I think. I don't know. The ETA portal is a beautiful manifesting energy. Anything that you want to come together with, align to, but bring in now so that you can co-create with it. A lot of people manifest money under this energy. The 8 is an extremely wealthy type of energy. So what's popping up right now is the number of your house. Do you know what number house you live in? Do you know how to work with that energy on your land? You know, you think of having like an altar, a little area where you light your candles, and you know, you might have a special place within your home that you always kind of find yourself meditating on things that you love in your safe space. Do you realize the energy that you naturally sit on with the number on the front of your house? That's a thing. You know, like I'm in a 5 right now. This is a trailer. This is our trailer. The first property that Babe and I ever bought. It's a long story, but it's a family home and it's a 5 energy. C5 to be specific. And if you know about that gematria or gematria stuff, you know what the C is, which is a... Okay, so on another tarot channel just the other day, again, Chris from Minnow Pond Tarot. He does zodiac readings and stuff on the tarot here on YouTube. On his channel the other day, I commented, and I'm a silent watcher. I try always to give the like, save it to a playlist, give it the most, but I rarely comment. Anyways, so I commented and I said, watch me win this lottery in a 5 house. Because he's, you know, into that astrology and numerology, so he can reflect on not just the tarot as symbolism, but the backing behind it. I love numerology. I've always loved numbers. Do you love numbers? Do you love the symbolism of numbers? Sorry, my voice has been it's been so dang hot in northern British Columbia, Canada, and I do the breath work, exercise, and training. I talk about that stuff all the time because I do it, because I need to, because I have a bit of a chihuahua energy, which is like a little jacked up. It's a little fucking intense. And on top of that, I love coffee. So that's why I smoke the herb, you know, to bring that energy back down to the ground. Smoking on those resiny herbs, you know, the ones. Cheers to you as I drink my coffee. I was on decaf for years, and it seems like this faded dream. Like, was I ever on decaf? Like, I hardly remember now, but it was, and it was like almost a decade, you know, way over 5 years. And now it's right back. When I was on decaf, I could feel instantly caffeine, like in my body. And now the caffeine, no matter how much I drink of it, I'll never feel it. Like, I just don't feel it. So under this new moon, Leo, in this Leo season, that's what's coming up. Are you numbing? Are you numb? Like, if your favorite things aren't doing it for you right now, take a break. The best way to really appreciate something is to miss it. That's a big energy coming through. That goes for counterparts. That goes for things that are starting to not do it for you because maybe you've overdone it a little bit, or it's just a season where spiritually you're being, guided to not do that right now. To bring it back later down the road. Especially the things that are starting to taste like ash to you. The things that are really not giving the way that they've always been giving. If that's a problem right now, then, you know, switch it up. There's so much to be had in nutritional science, in diet, and just what's available out here to consume in terms of what we eat, what we drink, our routines. So maybe go exploring in that realm. I love to explore recipes. Oh my goodness, I just love to try and enjoy different foods. Like 3 meals a day, I could easily do 3 meals from 3 different cultures, each meal in like, you know, courses, like, oh fuck yeah, easily. So the diversity might be what's lacking. You understand? You stuck too narrow. The path or the expression, consumption might just be too narrow, and you need to expand, diversify. I remember my ex way back, God knows why this is coming up, other than Mercury retrograde, so we reflect on the past a lot. My ex from high school, like high school sweetheart thing, first long-term relationship, his kid brother would talk about, and we all grew out of it, right, because we were together for a really long time, would talk about how he went through a phase where all he ate was cereal, like 3 meals a day, nobody could get him off of it, and for like almost a year or something, or maybe even over a year, I can't remember. Now, he said all he ate was cereal. And then when he was grown, when we were like, you know, in our 20s, early 20s, but we were all in our 20s, he was like, I so regret that. I so fucking regret that, because at that development state, he turned into like a strong guy, you know, like not a bodybuilder or whatever, but like, you know, caring about his body and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, man, I so regret the damage I did in that phase, and I wish I could have snapped out of it, because nobody could tell him nothing, you know. So everybody tried, but to some extent people will let you live, you know, even when you're a kid, and once you start developing close enough to being like, I make my own decisions, you know, after like 15, 16, people will be like, fine, baby, like, I love you, I told you, but I am not gonna fucking drag you down the right path. If you insist on doing some dumb shit, then do it. And that's real love. That's not tough love. It's like, I'm still gonna love you on the other side regardless. You know, I'll keep trying to wake you up, but as soon as you tell me to stop, okay. Okay. Asking you shall receive, baby. So the idea of not keeping yourself in some tiny little the whole world, baby, is your oyster. Get out there. Try things. You will be the surprises. The ways I surprise myself, the most surprising, other than the scary, dark, lesson-y kind of stuff, the most surprising things for me were the things I liked, the things that I brought with me into my future, the things that I would never give up now, and therefore I have to be so fucking grateful to the people who brought that in, who got me off my high horse or out of my little crab shell. Like, we just came out of Cancer season. That's that crab shell energy. You're like, you know, and you're allowed to be slow with it. You're allowed to take 6 months or a year to really get yourself out of your little fucking narrow corner. But it's coming, and it's time. And if you want it now, you can have it now. And if you're EBINOTTI tribe, you know we love now energy. Give it to me now. I'm fucking ready. I mean, tarot, a lot of people seek out tarot because they're ready for change, you know, and they're like, God, I've tried, I've lit candles, I've prayed, I've fucking cried, I've done everything I could think of, and now it's like, somebody help me, somebody tell me the message, because I ain't fucking getting it. Been there, baby. Oh, have we been there? I'm just fucking sweating right now. It's not even that hot in here yet. Like my place, this little tin can that is a trailer. Love my home. I cannot believe I'm saying that. If you know me, just know I'm on my highest horse. Like, I am living my best fucking life. But the trailer life, if you don't know, well, let me tell you, it doesn't get hot until nighttime. So you got like the day where it's like it starts climbing. Like, my house probably 28 degrees right now, but by 6 p.m. tonight, it can be 32, 34. Holy fuck. The front room where he's at, he's got his whole thing set up in the living room. This is my space in the back where it's nice and shady, but in the front, it'd be like 42, 44 degrees in my living room until 10 o'clock tonight. At least. And the sun will be down for hours and it will get hotter. Oh, fuck. It's just such a thing. It's just, we got all the things we need here, though. And even like if I needed to, I'd get like a little kiddie pool or whatever. out for the yard, but we got trees, we got shade. I mean, this is northern British Columbia, Canada, man. We've got pine tree, we got everything. You can't even starve because you just eat everything out the ground. You can't even starve up here. I mean, you gotta really try. The elements will fucking get you. The predators will fucking get you. We got grizzly bears trying to take my garbage away 2 days ago. I was like, babe, I hear this boom on the side of the trailer. The whole trailer shook. Because he came up and he pushed the garbage can into the trailer, shook the whole fucking wall. I was like, shit. And it was not some little black bear. I mean, no bear is like that little, really. Wasn't some little black bear. It was a grizz. Right up in my yard. Shit. So, the wolves, the grizz, like, you know what it is. You know what it is. This is Canada, baby. You gotta be able to survive up here. I realized too recently that Canadians, I think, you know, known as some of the softest people. We over apologize, they always say, right? Canadians are so polite. You know what? We were taught to be respectful. That's what we were taught. We were taught to be tolerant of our multicultural society. We were taught to give respect to people regardless of their status. Okay, we were taught to respect our elders and all the things. Okay, and that might make us seem a little overly polite. We got excellent customer service, some of the best in the world. Prove me wrong. But when it comes down to it, the Canadian, every single fucking person out here, man, woman, child, is capable not just of survival and not just of thriving, but a real, I want to find the right words here, a real worthy opponent, sovereign. I hope that that's going on all over the globe. I hope the energy that I've felt off the collective since I've walked this earth, March 9th, 87. That's the day I came onto this earth, and I've been walking it with the collective ever since. I hope everybody on every piece of land that we inhabit feels that way. And if not, Canada will hold that frequency, especially the collective tribe of divine feminines. We will hold that frequency of, you might be able to look at from the outside and judge and think you know, and all of that. I might play small, I might seem broken and desperate, and I need your help. Being vulnerable around people does not give them the right to tell you that you're weak. It's like, test me then. And that's the energy from this big. We were like, bring it, you know? So that's bravery. You know, we are holding that frequency of, oh yeah, brave. You know, we don't go to war for nothing. This is not a fucking game. This is life, and you only get the one right now. So I'm gonna live it. You know, Canada is never bothered. We don't give a shit about the Kardashians. Don't give a fuck about what these people are doing. The cults, the fucking monarchs, the goddamn churches, the president. We don't give a fuck. Even our own prime minister, we never gave a fuck. Especially the west coast of Canada, we've been ready for separation. You know, we're like, yo, we're already fucking separated. You can keep owning us, raping the fucking land, taking our rights. It don't make no fucking difference. In the end, we will all stand in front of Creator and explain ourselves, you know? And in this lifetime, don't ever fucking close your eyes on a Canadian. Top 5 predators. That's it. That's that energy. You know, where you see these people go out into the wilderness, right? With the grizzlies, and they're fucking hanging with lions and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, lions can let you kick it. That's crazy, right? Most people wouldn't even think of ever just chilling with a fucking lion that's not been drugged or something like that at the circus, right? You're gonna get in that picture unless that animal is for sure chained, drugged, fucking all the declawed, you know? They're like, fuck that. People go out in the wilderness, they hang with these animals, and sometimes it works out. But that's still a lion, and if he feels like it, he's still gonna fucking eat you today. You know, so that's the Canadian vibe. It's, you don't want to be poking on sleeping giants, and you don't want to be downplaying the power that you have and the skills that you have and how hard you've worked to be as valuable as you are, because on this planet that is an extremely valuable energy. That's sovereign. You can't take. I will learn my own lessons. I will take my own consequences. I will stand on my own. So the 8-8 portal energy, whatever you're trying to come into alignment with and activate for power, for honest desire, authentic desires, that's soul, that's spirit, that's a calling. That stuff's going to be highly amplified right now. And then for those of us, again, out here that are healing, it's really about the opposite of all the things that I just talked about. All the excitement, all the war, all the standing up and all that stuff. If you're healing right now, you're benched. You're benched, because it's the playoffs. It's the battle royale. It's like you have to be on your A game to be playing right now. And we've got you, covered by I can put 8 people in your place right now to hold that position while you go and just take care of that thing that needs healing. That's the energy. The warriors are coming out. They are standing up spiritually. These are kids. These are fucking grannies. Everybody that's got that energy is just like, what just happened? Was that an activation? Does anyone else feel active out here? It's like, oh yeah. I talked about before, braiding up our hair, and how as feminines, when it's time to do something, we put our hair back. Tell me you haven't been feeling that energy. Tell me you haven't been feeling that energy of gotta deal with the hair. The hair's been on the mind. Gotta focus on the hair. Gotta take care of the hair. Gotta get this hair down. Or really genuinely been braiding up your hair. Sisters sitting and braiding each other's hair. Like, I can feel it all. That's sovereign energy. That's warrior activations. That's some big mama shit right there, where it's just like, boom, she's about to activate something. Whatever the fuck it is, she's activating it today because she just put her hair up. You know she's about to do something serious. I love it. I love it very much. Okay, it's time to get into the cards. We're a full 32 minutes in, which is very exciting. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope your portal activations and this season are just kick ass for you. Whether it's the healing or the manifesting or the, procuring, cultivating. Ooh, we've got a lot going on collectively right now with the femmes. And I'm digging it. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to have a quick smoke while we pick out cards. My entire deck, collection, tarot, oracle, etc. all linked down below. Listed, all the good stuff. Also, if you need any contact information or anything like that, there's all kinds of wonderful goodies and all these other things I do also can be found down in the description box. All of my offers are there. If I missed anything or if you need anything that's not down there, please leave a comment or send an email. And we'll update that. We'll connect in that way. I'm so excited to connect with the Divine Feminine Tribe. We're going to do an alignment course first. There might be like a master class or two that pops up before that. I do tarot and stuff. So I teach a basics course for that. If you've been interested in learning tarot, make sure you're subscribed and check out EBINOTTI on other platforms like Facebook. We've got private groups and public groups and stuff like that. So check around if you're interested when it comes to the tribe, okay? And you could be any faith, any spiritual background. This is really like about diversity. I mean, Canada as a nation is about diversity and, and all of the multicultural wisdom that can be learned when we sit in an open, safe space and share. I mean, what a beautiful thing. Sharing recipes, knowledge, methods, skills. Oh my God, I love to learn. I love to learn. That's a big message. If you as a feminine under Leo, fire energy, it's very creative, baby. Very creative. Many of us are called to create right now. Something, anything, a lot of different things, some big things, some small things. That's the energy, okay? So if you have a skill set and you've always wanted to teach it, or you're being called to share something that comes naturally to you, so for you it's a natural skill. For others, though, you have to remember things that you are naturally good at, not everybody is. So there is an amazing opportunity to teach. If you are naturally fucking great at something, teach others. Example, I always wanted to do, way back in the day now, one of the first programs I ever wrote, and it had nothing to do with EBINOTTI, because it wasn't about the tribe. It was just my skills. It was a bartending course, 10 years of bartending experience in 8 weeks. In 8 2-hour sessions, I can give you 10 fucking years of bartending experience. You can get a job in any city, any club, any dive bar, any fancy hotel. The only thing you might need to brush up on before stepping in is wine bars. You know, other than that, I can give you what you need, where you want to go. We can do, you know, there were levels. It's like if you want to go travel abroad and you want to go to certain places, you're going to need to know certain things. We need to get more specific. I had levels, tiers, everything, and I never put it out. It's not to say I won't, but if you have something like that that's lingering and it's coming up yet again for you, now might be the time, okay? There's definitely the opportunity under Leo season, and especially new moon Leo energy. Lots of opportunity to just kick something off new. It'll come out quick. It'll come out easy. If it's not effortless right now, other than facing your own bravery, if it's not physically effortless, it's probably not the right thing. You know, it's probably not the right thing. Like, think of when it comes to eating, the lion doesn't do a lot of work. Totally effortless, you know? But when it comes to protecting the territory, that's his job. You know, no one's going to fight big dick energy walking in trying to take the pride like he is. He's the one who does that, okay? You know, but when it comes to eating every single fucking day, he just lays around in the sun. All the women go hunt. They bring him. He eats first. You know, he fucks, he sleeps, and then that's it. But when the time comes, he knows his job and he does it. So, falling into alignment here in a big way. It's so funny how as soon as we say a word or a thing, it's like, pew, the branch off of all the thoughts and the pings and the things, we all feel it together. So if you feel that, that's what that is. It's just that collective energy of the reaction. You know, if you're really struggling with self-loathing or self-love right now, you might want to sit down and video journal with yourself. And you can learn a lot from watching yourself talk. Yeah, you can learn a lot. I don't know another way to learn that, you know, other than to do it in that way. People that sing, people that perform, people that were brave enough to begin some, you know, adventure or educational skill set. So when you begin, you're really bad at something, and by the end you see your progress. That's that energy. Like, you got to be brave for that. And some things more than others. So in terms of the internal, sitting down, reflecting on the self, it's going to be one of the most valuable things that you can do for yourself this season. Okay, we are going to start off with the Goddess Oracle, like we like to do. I'm not going to say I can't decide on a second deck, but I kind of want to see who we get first and then decide. Okay, let's get into this. Now's a great time to light your incense, have a smoke, whatever it is that you like to do to precede the reading. Prayer is a great thing. Taking a minute, taking a few deep breaths. We like to do that together, but you can take your time and do it on your own, so that when you hear these messages, you really hear these messages, the ones that are for you, you know? Wow, the shuffle is righteous today. There's an insane amount of power that wants to, like, we want to take action. That's the energy. It's like, I want to be heard or seen, or I want to push on this project or this job. I want to do this thing. There is a strong desire coming in. Strong desire. We talked about in the last 2 full moon cycle readings, both back-to-back Capricorn readings. We talked about that ambition that desire for success and accomplishment and achievement, okay? Ambition is high still. Woo! Quatlicu with grief to get us started. Bottom of the deck as our theme to get us started. So we've seen how important it is to surrender. Again, go back to previous moon cycles if you're still struggling. No shame on the timeline here, but this is surrender to grief, to pain, to the stuff you bury. You know, this is howling at the moon, baby, crying, screaming into pillows. That's your favorite kind of playlist. It's not blocking out. It's not blocking out the things that are coming up. No matter why they're coming up, how long they're coming up for. It's just not allowing yourself to block it out and not acting like other things are more important. I mean, shit, time and a place, you know. If you got to work or you got clients or you got something to do right now, okay, yeah, the baby needs you, whatever, do that. But don't put something above your healing and your pain and your feeling right now, and don't bring others into it unless you're bringing others into it to support the healing. This isn't about yelling at people or, you know, telling people how they did you wrong. If people want to come back and apologize or have conversations with you, that's your choice to accept those conversations or those apologies right now. But this is about you taking action. You know, you only bring others into it when it's productive right now. This really is about like howling at the moon, okay? For the feminines. I really wanted to do a Lion's Gate portal reading down by the waterfall. There's this waterfall that I haven't been to since last summer. Sorry, I totally gapped out. And I wanted to go down there and do it, but it's shut right now. It's shut, and we got to just accept how, you know, society's moving right now. As if it was all one big family out here. Because that's what, you know, Canada represents as a multicultural, diverse society. Wow. Bottom of the deck. I don't think we've ever seen Kuan Yin come out with compassion. Yeah? Compassion. That's beautiful goddess energy right there on the bottom of the deck. Whoa. Our card for the reading. I was not prepared, but I should have been. And I should have been. Because we've been talking about the dark feminine. We've been talking about the satanic, the occultic, the dark magic out here. Yikes. People are messing with all kinds of shit that they should not be fucking messing with. And as feminines, regardless of our aspect, maiden, mother, or crone, okay, it's important to embody the three sisters of fate inside right now and hold compassion, because these are our sons, our brothers, and our fathers. These are our counterparts, okay? This is us in male form. We are all one, you know? So accepting that we all got here, that we all played a part, and it's not about calling out and blaming. It's simply about being productive and fixing. Okay, so where and when we can, make an impact, and the rest of it, stay in the fucking our lane, because this is not to be fucked with. When I said about braiding up the hair, boom, that's that energy right there. You know, Lilith is always painted up, braided up, got her shit on or nothing, like, and she'll war with you either way on spiritual, mental, spiritual, and physical levels. This is ready for war, dark feminine. So we've talked about the aspects now of the zodiac, okay? So our sun sign is either masculine or feminine, and our polarity is going to be the same. If you are, like me, a Pisces, that is water element, that is a feminine element, your polarity will also be feminine. The other feminine element, mine being earth and Virgo. Okay, so here we're looking at the dark aspect, the not soft, the hard aspect of feminine. So where the mother protects the child, where the mother is capable of birthing new life, and where the feminine walks with demons. You know, This is sovereign because we are all equal and we are all one, and this is just the feminine aspect. And she gets a really bad reputation for being satanic because she fucked the bad boy, but that ain't the case. You know, we are all individuals out here, and at any point, because we hold this archetype, it lives eternally. At any point it can play in the dark or the light. You know, there are some angel and demon archetypes like us that are embodied in this timeline specifically, like Lucifer, or, you know, Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, all coming through right now in big ways and in their own ways, because they want to express. With the religious factions and the occult factions that are functioning in power in this world right now, these archetypes want to be heard, like Jesus and the, you know what I mean? All of these goddess energies want to come through and speak on it. So if Jesus is the masculine archetype of Christ consciousness, they call it, or compassion, here's the feminine. Okay, so not fearing the dark, knowing that we're capable, and also not embodying any kind of pride or ego, because we know how quickly and easily we get caught up in that. We have been with the bad boy. We have desired things that are not for us. We have walked the path of independence and masculine energy. We've been educated. We've made mistakes. We've become mothers. We've lived and died before. Some of us, you know, we've gone through not just near-death experiences in this lifetime, but past lives, past life regression, all the things. Okay, so we're really functioning in the dimensions here. We're functioning in the dimensions, which is fact, and it won't stop, so we're gonna go for it. The next deck, and we have not seen this deck in a while, the Anubis Oracle. The Anubis Oracle. I was just watching an 8/8 portal reading from Mama D's house here on YouTube. I recommend you check out Mama D. She's English. She's hilarious. She's also an incredible spiritual guide. And she was doing a reading. What was I going to say about it? Yes. And she was talking about Anubis. About the weighing of the heart space. And if the heart is heavy, then healing is called. And that's the number one most important thing that you could strive for today, especially under this energy. Okay, so really focusing, we talked off of the last moon cycle, full moon Capricorn. We talked about getting the mental space in order, and now it's the heart space. Okay, compassion with Kuan Yin, Lilith with power. You don't want to be moving through power and leaving your heart out of it, okay? And that goes for masculine and feminine. Because, you know, feminine seems to know this intuitively, and masculine, it's almost like it feels judged in being emotional or compassionate. So it tries to stay away from that and be strong and, you know, wealthy instead. And it's just like, nobody would like the lion and would feed him if he wasn't some sort of compassionate partner in the pride. You have to bring more than just big dick energy out here, okay? You got to bring in some heart. So, bottom of the deck, Sotis with 17 star consciousness. Dang. The last time that we read this deck, I think, was the summer solstice last year. Ish, because this is the card that came out, and with, you know, all of that star consciousness energy, boom, coming right out sort of the heart space, a little bit of the throat chakra, obviously up through the crown there. It's incredible. So we really are, if you can see how it comes straight through into the earth and up through the cosmos, through the heart space, that's the kind of connection that we're all kind of feeling right now. You know, the connection and everything to consciousness, the way that when a new idea comes into human consciousness, it pops up on different places on the planet at the same time. And that's because in that star consciousness, in the unified field, when one person opens to something, it is available to all through that. And we're all connected in familial ways that we don't necessarily fully understand yet, some of us more than others, but we're getting there. We're starting to understand a little bit better how different places on the map we're connected to, especially Canadians, where this is such a new nation and yet the land is so very old. There's a lot to learn about how we got here and what that means moving forward. Because a lot of Canadians feel like they're rooted in their culture, in other places that their bloodline comes from. And because of that, you know, the whole world is sort of here in this place. And if you look at the ley lines and the energy patterns on the grid, the globe, it's really something. So that might be playing a part in your existence right now. We got it. Ooh, Capera. Okay, card number 10, Cycles of Change. I like this because it is a lucky type of energy, but not always, and it doesn't always feel like luck. What it is really is a fated type of energy. Planetary Guardian, Spiral Dancer. Indeed, once you get to spinning, that's it. But there's a beautiful collaboration energy here. It's when two people dance in sync together to a rhythm. There's nothing quite like that give and take, that dance, and it really is a dance. So in a lot of ways, the power that's available to us is feeling very active. We're feeling the influence. Once we start moving and everything moves with us, we feel the companionship. We are not dancing alone, that's for sure. Cheers to you. Wicked. The Crested Ibis, card number 25, breaking down to a 7, the sacred archetypal element of air. I'll let you look at that. So air is the masculine part of it. 7 is spirit. This is you not walking alone. This is the dance, okay? Allowing the mental space, the upper chakras to do their healing and clearing right now so that we can hear the clear messages. For those of us who walk with spirit, with the sacred, with creation, it's about being able to hear, okay? And then communication's a big part of this. Our power, our collaborations, our expression, all of that wonderful stuff can come out of the throat chakra, out of the third eye, when we feel and see and hold the vision. And from there, we use our power, we activate it, and we create in that space. Yes. So I just realized that I forgot to say the first reading under the moon cycles, full moon and new moon, is always the ether element. So this is the ether element reading now that we're almost an hour in. Good to clear that up. With the Crested Ibis coming out, the air element, we're gonna do, for our tarot deck today, the Crow Tarot. Definitely feeling that blackbird kind of energy. Again, with Lilith being out here, Lilith and Kuan Yin being out here, it's like, yeah. Let's do the blackbird type of energy. Some inner child work kind of popping up right now. I'm hearing the songs from Cinderella. I've been doing a lot of inner child work in the last few seasons myself, and shadow work. So back to back are the Disney movies and the horror movies. Okay, back to back. We love to talk cinema out here, so feel free to share what you're watching, what you're loving, and what it's doing for you down in the comment section. I love getting inspired to watch things, so by all means, what I'm watching right now, I'm in the middle of the series The X-Files from the 90s. Yep. Never watched it. It was a little sort of before my time. Never really got into it, never watched it, never cared for it. Not a big UFO person. And it's just so different than what I thought it was going to be. It's a lot like Buffy. If you remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which we have talked about so much on the channel. And we'll always talk about. But yeah, it's a lot like Buffy, with each episode being like a new demon or a new archetype to come up against. But instead of being a 16-year-old girl in high school like we are in Buffy, you get to be Scully and Mulder, you know, FBI agents, masculine, feminine, da-da-da-da. perfectly balanced soulmate energy. They're so great. Okay. Let's do tarot, shall we? Bottom of the deck to get us started as a theme, we have the Six of Water or the Six of Cups. That's that inner child work. That's the nostalgia. It's also Mercury retrograde if you're watching this right under the energy that we're reading. When Mercury retrogrades, a lot of things from the past come up. Memories, feelings, the things still unsettled. Okay, so a lot of room right now for great conversations. Progress, healing, finally closing out some old karmic patterns. You can be doing this with others. You can be doing this with yourself. Okay, Mercury retrogrades quite a few times throughout the year. So it's just one of those karmic lesson cycles where you can clean it up, you can face it, or you can leave it till the next one. It's a tomorrow kind of energy, but you already know. Talking air, we're talking truth. Tomorrow is never the best time to do something. Today is always the best time to do something. Right up until it ain't. And then you have the power, the willpower. So grace and compassion coming in to recognize exactly what you need to do. And just do it. Just get it done. First energy out, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Earth. This is a fresh start. This is a new resource or opportunity coming in for you, a new idea, manifestation, or vision, something that you are extremely invested in. As soon as it pops up for you, this is a hell yes kind of energy when an opportunity presents itself, okay? So pages are always messengers, always bringing you something. With the earth element, it's something real, it's something valuable, or it's something you can hold in your hand, okay? So we'll see what that's all about, other than just the lessons. Oh, we dropped one. Hold on. Okay, yeah, exactly. Page of Pentacles, second card out now, the Four of Pentacles. So, you know, new moon Leo, we're going to be talking about earth here a little bit. And, you know, what we get rooted in with our fear is usually a natural part of the process. So if we're feeling stuck, stagnant, or fearful, knowing that this will pass, that this is just a moment, and, you know, we have the power and the faith and the meditation stage to really get into the knowing of security here. Just because it's new, just because it doesn't look so great right now, doesn't mean that it's anything other than what it's always been, an excellent opportunity or the right path for you, or, you know, just what needs to be done. Sometimes it's like not even anything exciting or fancy. It's just what needs to be done. We need to go through that sort of quick scare. This feels like a financial scare, and it's like, ooh, testing your faith a little bit, you know, just seeing like, are you really stuck on this idea? You know, your guides are kind of like, are you sure you want this? And when you double down on it, they're like, okay, let's do it. You have everything you need for it. Let's go. So if a new opportunity comes in and you think, oh my God, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't know if I have the time, sit with it for a little bit. Really let it sit in your physical body so that it can come up to the mental space clear for you. Okay. Let's see what else we get here. New moon Leo, the ether element, the collective reading for this moon cycle. Each moon cycle is a month long. From new moon to new moon, it's 28 days. From new moon to full moon is 14 days. Okay, central energy, major arcana number 13, the death card. So, you know, why do we get these karmic tests, and why do we get triggered to see if we really want something? The opportunity to take a new path. Why does it test us when it seems like the worst time ever? Well, the transformation here, energy that's here, this death energy, is because it's necessary for your growth, for what you truly want. There's something outside of what's possible for you right now that you want. So unless you're willing to go through this transformational stage to leave something behind so that you can grow anew, could be a part of yourself, could be a part of your mentality, something from your past that needs healing. We go through this process many times in our lifetime. Okay, so if you're feeling a little slow in the process, things aren't coming together, you're like, why does everything look like it's falling apart right now instead of coming together? It's probably because it needs to fall apart to come together the way you want it to come together. I can already see it. Okay, no surprise that next, fourth card out, we get the Seven of Pentacles. This is patience. This is also the understanding that the work is done. This is right before the harvest. Okay, this is the energy of, we're there, baby. We've done it. We are just tending the crops, making sure everything's doing what it's supposed to do. And when the time comes, being ready for the hard work that is harvest and preserving and cooking and all the things you do with a harvest. But right now is not the time for that work. Right now is the time for allowing the growth. Allowing the growth. Think of a garden. Think of a stock portfolio. Think, your investments. It's about time. Time is the name of the game. So not being fearful in it, knowing that we have done the work, reflecting on that, allowing these transformations. If we need to grow to get to the thing that we've always wanted, then so be it. Facing that bravely and aligning to that in that way so that we don't process everything mentally like it's chaos or fear or pain or, getting beat down. It's like, I don't want another lesson. And yet you keep desiring on the other side. That's the key, right? Okay. Fifth and final card out before we clarify. Yikes, another 7 back to back, which I do like to see based on how we started this reading. It really works for us, but this 7 is one of the nastiest cards in all of tarot, the 7 of air or the 7 of swords. So yeah. You can expect that people will sabotage your best life if they can, especially mentally, like the troll energy of just trying to fuck someone's day up, like for any reason, because it makes them feel good. A lot of people do a lot of janky shit for a lot of reasons. You do not need to process those reasons. You can just understand what happened and move the fuck on. Okay, because it doesn't, your part of it, your pain, your shame involved in it, that you can focus on. You can get that work done, but worrying about who's fucking you over and if you feel you can't trust someone, then secure your things around them. Don't worry about, if they're going to this, that, and the other. Just act accordingly, okay? Simple message. Going back to the very beginning with our first clarifier, we get the 2 of Pentacles to clarify the Page of Pentacles. So it explains a little bit why we have fear coming from this offer, or, whatever this new resourceful or valuable path is going to be for us. Not surprising that we see fear next when we're going to have to prioritize off of this offer. So sometimes you can't do both. Excuse me. Sometimes you have to choose this or that. And that's kind of how that feels. It doesn't feel like any kind of manipulative or dark offer. It doesn't feel nefarious in any way. It feels like a genuine offer for you, especially because next, which we're clarifying right now, the 4 of Pentacles is like a little bit afraid to make the move. It's like, okay, that's the most perfect type of thing that we could be facing under New Moon Leo in Leo season, is something that you do have to be brave and say yes to, because then I know as your reader, how big this is for you. How you're going to have to grow past one of your fears or your habitual, remember we talked about it being too narrow, things in your life being too narrow. You're going to have to expand a little bit. You have to stretch open those walls that you put around yourself just a little to get this thing, but it's worth it. You asked for it, and the transformation will come or is required. Okay, under the 4 of Pentacles, wow, there she is. Major Arcana number 2, the High Priestess. Lilith and the High Priestess out here. Shit. Love that. centrally, wow, with the Death card, we get the Six of Wands, the Six of Fire. So the success is real. But let's step back for a second and talk about this energy. So because we are, you know, naturally sort of fearful, it's like we can react badly or in a closed-minded or fearful, small kind of way, but deep down we know. So this isn't actually fearful. When this offer comes in, we know what our priorities are. We know what our value is, which of the options we're already in our mind willing to take. This type of personal growth is about spiritual lessons. So developing the skills you need to be the thing that you're actually trying to be. This is coming from your dreams. This is a natural part of your process. If you are in tune and aligned, and when the time comes you can activate, this is going to be simple. Walk in the park, I just heard. Easy breezy, beautiful baby. Centrally, so that Six of Fire is about the success of this transformation. It's about people seeing how you've transformed. Maybe, you know, you've always said it and now people are really starting to see it. Maybe you've always felt it and now you're starting to see it or feel it or believe it, or it's becoming tangible in your life, more than just a feeling, but your reality, like you're trying stuff and you're being successful at it. So that being the central energy, I mean, that is some shiny, shiny Leo energy right there. That's exactly where we want to be sitting. In our ring of fire, you know, sitting on our high pedestal. And it's not because we want to tower over others, but it is because we are not going to fuck with some lesser energy when we worked so hard to be this high vibration. So that transformation, it really is death to the ego, death to the other, you know, death to anything that's trying to get you off your path because you're not having it. Riding high is that feeling. Working hard and riding high off of that. The success. Okay. Ooh. Fucking fascinating. So next card out, we get another 6 back to back. Love that for us. The Six of Swords, clarifying our Seven of Pentacles. This is the calm, steady, healthy energy that everybody wants to feel, you know, that the work is done and that it's calm on the other side of that. It's the relaxing time. It's the slow season. It's the... Now, for some of us, we are working very, very hard, and it's not about slowing down, because farming and stuff like that, that's never really like easy physical labor. That's like heavy physical labor. For others of us, we're academics, we're, you know, assistants, organizers, we run companies. It's very mentally heavy, okay? So lots and lots of work being done, but also going into slow season. Everybody gets a vacation. The hard work's all been done, and now we can calm down. Deadlines are met. Everything is done on time. So if you got deadlines coming, just know you will successfully get this done on time. A little bit of that hurry energy there with the air coming into it, and that's okay. Me and my mom laugh sometimes about it, but we both are the type, and as different as we are, excuse me, I'm water, she's earth, we both can agree that even like in our young years in school and then all throughout adulthood, we notoriously leave things to the last minute. Like, it's just like my favorite way to do it. Like, don't ask, you know, it doesn't always work out. But then again, it always works out. But I remember growing, you know, one day and realizing, like, shit, have I ever actually tried? Have I ever actually taken a 3-month project and then taken 3 months to work on something, like, ever in my life on anything? It was like, oh shit. So maybe that's something you want to reflect on a little bit. Somewhere in my mid-20s, that kind of hit me. I was like, shit, I need to try. I need to not leave something to the last minute and really give it a go. And then bang, I wrote my first book, you know, and that came out of me. So don't let the things stay inside if they need to come up and out. My God, I'm just starting to sweat. The lion mane is getting real hot. Okay, we're almost done here. final clarifier, clarifying that stanky ass Seven of Swords energy gets such a bad rep, but I don't care how much strategy is behind the Seven of Swords. It's a nasty energy to interact with, okay? But I love that our clarifier is the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Water, because that's the compassion. This is the feminine master of the water element. She knows. You see that moon up there? That's that high priestess energy, which we already saw in this reading. Yes, indeed. It's also got, the Queen of Cups right now also has this Lilith energy sort of attached to it. We just came out of Cancer season, which is Queen of Cups energy. So the compassion can be from the dark feminine, okay? We can understand as mothers, daughters, sisters, lovers out here, wives, and all the titles that we've embodied. We can understand how and why people move this way in this slanted, nasty, malicious, vicious, manipulative type of energy. And it usually is something that we can relate to. It's very rare that somebody comes into our path and does something to us that we can't fathom or can't relate to or just can't understand. When we're being really, really honest with ourselves, we do understand. We really, really do understand. And when we're doing our higher self thing, we have the compassion for that understanding. Look at all of that beautiful illumination, that understanding wisdom, okay? So yeah, we get why dark masculine does what it does sometimes. Okay, bottom of the deck to finish us off. Wow, and the Nine of Swords. We got some swords out here. We got some fear out here. We got some real, some real things that we're going to get down with under this season, and especially with the new moon and new developments, off of 2 back-to-back full moon Capricorns. Desire is high, and therefore all of those rockets of desire, like Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks talks about, it's like you shot it out, now it's going to come back. So, it gets a little fearful when we're not sure. All these new things start happening and we're like, oh my God, I don't know if I meant it. I don't know if I'm capable. I don't know if I have the money. I don't know if I have the time. I don't know if I have the energy, holding on to some old, stuck, stagnant, past experiential energy. Never gonna do it. This is clearing up the mental space in a big way. The sacred archetypal element of air. Okay, that means using the air element to clean up some of those fearful spaces. People have moved in certain ways around us, and we're not going to pretend anymore that we don't understand where that came from. We have moved in this stanky energy before. So for some of us, it might be shame dealing with the power that we have pushed out into partners, places, things, the collective, and not felt good about. And now it's fearful that it's going to be exposed. Expose it to yourself, okay? Wear your weaknesses on your sleeve so that nobody can ever use them against you. Come to terms with what you've done, where you've been, what you've been through, okay? So that it can make you stronger. Strong. And I am just starting to sweat. We are going to leave that one right there. Woo! That was a long one. It's about time, though, that we opened up this new moon, Leo. I'm very excited for this whole moon cycle. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting one for the collective. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again on the next reading. Again, down in the description box, I'm starving right now. Down in the description box, you can find any contact information, links, offers, etc. If you need anything from me, please just hit me up in whatever way you feel comfortable. The next reading, because it's new moon Leo, is definitely going to be fire. We always do the moon element first after we get the collective consciousness, the ether one done. So keep an eye out real quick, because it'll be fire coming next, and that's going to be an interesting one in and of itself. So I love you so much, mwah, and I will see you on your next reading.